And now for our final session and to announce and give away the final category. We introduced this category 3 years ago. This category is the International Icon category. I don't know if you all remember, sometime a couple of years back, it was, can I get this? It was Muthaiya Muralidharan here, the man with the magic fingers who actually won that award. And this year also it's going to be somebody very, very interesting. Most of you all have guessed because the man's name has been taken about 187 times this evening. So you probably know who it is. But to give away this fantastic award, I'd like to call upon stage our jury chair, Shri Sunil Gavaskar ji and Jayan Mehta from Amul. Please come on stage. And ladies and gentlemen, no surprises, but I think all of us have been waiting to see him and hear from him. The International Icon of the Year for Sportstar in the year 2026 is none other than the Pigeon himself, Glenn McGrath. May I request Mr. Gavaskar and Mr. Jayan Mehta to do the needful. If this man knows a few things about the corridor of uncertainty for most batsmen, and I think he's troubled almost every batsman in the world. And I'd like to have a chat with Glenn. Everybody knows about 563 test wickets or the 381 ODI wickets, or the fact that Atherton was his bunny, or the fact that he got Sachin out 13 times in his life. So all those are known facts. One fact I found out when I was doing research about Glenn McGrath was he holds a very unique record of getting most batsmen out on ducks. He's got batsmen out on ducks 104 times in his career. You know, so if you're facing the first ball you're facing is from Glenn McGrath, God help you, is what that record told me. But all these are stats we know about him. We are a cricket crazy nation. We've watched him torment us, and also once or twice we also had our own back. But we'd like to start with, there's one side of Glenn McGrath that some of us know about, which is his work with the McGrath Foundation. On awareness of cancer and the kind of work that he has done. Glenn, we all know, lost his first wife to cancer, and he's been working tirelessly towards both awareness and building funds for cancer, especially in Australia. So, Glenn, tell us a little bit about that journey of yours and what's the exact effort, and how was your own cricket team, the way they supported you in that effort? Because I remember Adam Gilchrist with pink gloves in the pink test when it was first launched.
Well, thanks, Suresh. And firstly, let me say a huge thank you for the invitation along here tonight, and add my welcome to everyone here, and also congratulate all the winners tonight. So a huge thank you to Sportstar for, firstly, I guess, thinking that I'm worthy of the International Icon Award. But yeah, no, I do. I've always said I view myself a very lucky person. I've got to play cricket for Australia. I loved it, had a passion for it. I've got some amazing people in my life. Sure, there's been some really tough times, but it comes back to the people in our lives. So to be able to give back through the McGrath Foundation is something I'm incredibly proud of. I think a lot of people know the story. My late wife passed away from breast cancer. And from that journey, we decided to share our story in the hope that we may help one person, one family going through it. That then grew into the McGrath Foundation. We launched in 2005. From that journey of my late wife, realised that having a cancer nurse made an incredible difference through that journey, and there was not enough of these amazing people out there. So we launched McGrath Foundation in 2005 to raise funds to place, at that time, breast care nurses in communities right across the country. Unfortunately, my late wife Jane lost her battle 3 years later. We only had 4 nurses employed. As I stand here now, we have over 340 nurses, and they've supported hundreds of thousands of families going through one of the toughest times in their life. And so in that respect, it's been 21 years, but the year after the first Sydney Test match after my late wife passed away, Cricket Australia came to me and said, we'd like to rename day 3 of that match, which used to be Ladies' Day, to Jane McGrath Day. They thought it might have been 1 or 2 years to celebrate her life and the foundation, but it's grown into something incredibly special. 18 years that's been going on. The way the Australian team got behind it, the way every touring team, I think India now has been part of that at least 4 times, and the support from everyone's been amazing. And to me, it tells me the beauty of sport, and especially cricket, that it brings people together from all walks of life. So what we've been doing there is making a big difference. It's something I'm incredibly proud of. But like I said, to be able to give back is something that I'm quite humble, but very proud, as I said. And the journey goes on. And sometimes you think you're having a pretty tough day, and I think back to those times, and you just lift and move forward.
Thank you, Glenn. You've been doing a wonderful job, and we all wish you the best in your journey forward with the McGrath Foundation.
Thank you.
The other part of his life, which is his present part of his life, post tormenting all those batsmen, and he finally hung up his boots, he's now attached to the MRF Pace Foundation, and he is, in fact, the bowling coach there. And we were, chatting today afternoon, and he says at any time there are about 20 to 30 young Indian boys who are, learning how to bowl, how to do pace bowling. So, what has been your experience there, and do you see some really sharp talent coming up from the Indian grassroots?
Yeah, so another thing I'm proud of is to be able to give back through MRF Pace Foundation. It is something that's been part of my life. I first came over to India in 1992. Dennis Lilly was the then Director of Coaching, and he was my hero growing up. So to be able to train under Dennis back in 1992 there was something I treasure. You look at some of the greats of Indian cricket, Jawaharlal Srinath, Venkatesh Prasad, Zahir Khan, Afar Pathan, have all been through MRF Pace Foundation, but back then it was the only academy for cricket anywhere in India. Now, as we see, there's a lot of academies. Every state has one. There's a National Cricket Academy, that IPL teams. So, we've got some young guys coming through. We feel we can, add a lot more to probably under 19s, under 23s. So we've got about 30 young boys, or young, men coming through, and hopefully teaching them. There's a couple of guys at the moment in Pranav Raghavendra, Deepesh, a couple of Tamil Nadu boys actually. They're in the Indian under 19 setup. They bowl, I know Pranav bowls about 145, 100 plus kilometres an hour, and he's only, he was 17, 18 now. So there's a lot of potential there, and it's just helping nurture that. But to be able to give back, and for a sport that I'm very passionate about, is something I'm incredibly proud of as well. Central Nathan is here with me tonight, who's our head coach and does amazing stuff as well. And he was played a lot of cricket for India and sort of state cricket too. So I come over here 3 times a year, 2 weeks at a time. I do think of India and especially Chennai as my second home. I remember when I first came over, I couldn't handle spice at all. Salt and pepper was too spicy for me. But over the years, I've got to love Indian food, and I go out with my friends in Chennai now, and they, after eating the meal, they go, "Oh, there was a bit of spice in that. That was a little bit hot." And I go, "Yeah, I think it was okay." So it's amazing what I can get used to as well. So I love coming over here.
Let's get to cricket. I'm sure you must have read that 2 weeks ago, Steve Bucknor apologized in a way, right? We all read about it. We read everything about cricket. And Steve Bucknor said, maybe I got it wrong. The ball was hitting the shoulder and probably about going 6 feet above the stumps. So we at Sportstar are going to appeal to reduce your wicket tally by 1 on your record. So what did you feel about that incident?
I think you're referring to when I bowled to Sachin Tendulkar, Adelaide Test match 1999. Sachin had just come to the crease. I think he faced 4 balls, and I thought it was time to give him a bouncer. I ran in, bowled it short. Sachin saw that it was short, and he ducked under it. The problem for Sachin was the ball didn't bounce, and it shot low, and it hit him in the shoulder. From where I was looking, I saw Sachin squatch down. I could see the bails over the top of his head. So I thought that ball's clearly hitting the stumps. And it's, I think it was Daryl Harper, it was Australian umpire Daryl Harper who actually gave it out. And, Sachin and I have been discussing that dismissal for a long time. He thinks it was clearly going over the stumps by a good 1.5 foot. I still think the ball was tapering off and going to hit the stumps. And 18 months ago, I got the opportunity to do a TV commercial with Sachin here in India. And the whole part of the TV commercial is Sachin thinks I need to get my eyes checked.
Yeah, no.
Because obviously that was clearly not out. And it was having a bit of fun. And I still think that was out. Sachin still thinks it was clearly not out. And I think we'll continue to have that discussion.
Well, I can tell you, all the people in this room definitely know it was not out. And about 1.4, billion people know that it was not out. Just putting it on record.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sachin got a duck that day, and I think India lost by about 300 runs. So I'm not sure it would have made much difference, but that's okay.
Talking about India losing, good that you brought it up. Today happens to be the 25th anniversary of a certain test match in Eden Gardens, which I remember. It was played on the 11th to 15th of March, 25 years ago, where a certain VVS Lakshman, I think his name was, scored 271 and made an Australian team bowl the whole day along with Rahul Dravid. And it's 25 years today, by the way. It's exactly 25 years today that incident happened. So it's a silver jubilee. So I wanted to ask you, if you were to rewind the clock, would Steve Waugh have inserted us again on that follow-on?
I'm trying to remember that match. I don't really remember.
Yeah, sure.
So Stephen was a very aggressive captain, and if you asked him again if he would change his decision and we'd bat on, he would still say he would declare. He would, follow on, enforce a follow on. And I remember that day very clearly, and day 3, things were going well. We'd won the first test here in Mumbai by 10 wickets. The Australian team had won 16 test matches in a row, and we were fairly confident. And that night, we got Sachin out just before the end of play. I think India were 4 down. We're still 20 runs or more shy of where the Australian team needed to bat again. And we thought the next morning, we come out, if we get an early wicket, we might be able to wrap it up, maybe just after lunch. Unfortunately for us, that wicket didn't come till well over 24 hours later. To think the way VVS Lakshman and Rahul Dravid batted that day was incredible. To bat all day, let me tell you, I've been involved in bowling with the Australian team where we didn't take a wicket all day. Let me tell you, it's very overrated. I do not recommend it. We batted once all day where we didn't lose a wicket, and I enjoyed that one a lot more. But it goes to show the quality of players back then. I was very fortunate to play against guys like Sachin, Rahul Dravid, Saurav Ganguly, VVS Lakshman, just to name a few. And what VVS did that day was probably one of the best innings I've ever seen. Very well supported by Rahul Dravid. But I remember Shane Warne was bowling. Warney was bowling into the rough, wearing wicket, and the ball was turning square. But VVS was in such amazing form that he looked where the ball was pitched, he would just turn slightly and basically straight drive it up over mid-wicket, which was unbelievable. So yeah, just the ability and what VVS and Rahul achieved that day was incredible. And you know, to think it took an innings like that from those two to beat the Australian team, we can live with that, because you know, you go out there, you want to play against the best players in the world, and for them, if they beat you, they have to do something incredibly special. And that was an amazing innings, and I think that was 25 years ago today. It's amazing how quickly time goes, but so many special memories is what I love about the game. And when you get all the old cricketers together, it's amazing how the memories get better, the results and what you achieve get better and better every year. But that there was something very special. Unfortunately, we went on to lose that test match. Harbhajan Singh took 13 wickets in the match, from going from a position of strength to lose by 171 runs, which is what India got in the first innings. Brought us back down to earth, and then unfortunately they beat us in Chennai too. So it took us another tour to finally win in India, which was the last frontier for that Australian team. But yeah, a lot of special memories there.
Yeah, absolutely. What an amazing test match, turning point for us too as a test team.
Now, you didn't want to mention, there was another memory that I sort of comes back to my mind, and every time I come over to India, people come up to me and they tell me they still haven't forgiven me for getting Sachin out in the 2003 World Cup final.
What World Cup final? We don't remember anything. We don't remember the 2003 World Cup final at all.
But okay, we'll give that one a miss, shall we? Yeah.
Gavaskar sir, he got Sachin out 13 times in his career, and he doesn't let us forget it. Even today afternoon when I was telling him, do mention it on stage. If you were playing when Glenn McGrath was bowling, right, most of us feel he wouldn't have been able to get you out even once. What's your sense?
You're absolutely right. I certainly wouldn't have ducked under a bouncer. I would have waited for it, maybe, leave it, sway away from it. But no, I think with the new ball, 100%. I think he was a kind of bowler who was probing you around the off stump every single time, every single delivery. Relentless. He was relentless. And the occasional short ball, which was, the surprise, in case you were looking to get forward. You can't get 563 wickets unless you are something special. And I think he was special. He was one of the greatest. I mean, not just... and earlier on, you introduced him as having got 104 batters out first ball for a duck. Maybe you should have also asked him how many times he got out first ball for a duck.
No, he will then go back to his one half century that he scored against New Zealand.
Yes.
He keeps saying that in every interview of his. Glenn, you want to talk about your half century?
I don't think we've got that much time tonight, but just to go on to what Sonny was saying there, I was lucky enough to get, as you mentioned, 104 batsmen out for a duck. I thought the best time to bowl to a batsman was when he first came in, so I thought bowl a good ball to him early. Unfortunately, I do hold another record. I hold the record of most test ducks by an Australian batsman, which apparently is about 34, I think. Shane Warne was on the same amount as myself going into our last test match, and he nicked one early and was given not out, which I was a little bit disappointed because then we would have been even. My only thing I'll say is, it's number 11 is the toughest place to bat. You go out, you get a good one early, it can happen. The days when you're feeling really good, the guy on the other end gets out on you and you have to walk off anyway. So, and the other thing is, back when we played, there was no DRS. So, I just, when you see the umpire give you out before they appeal, you know you're in trouble. So I reckon with the DRS, that many times I got hit on the thigh, high on the pad, given out LBW, because the umpires think, okay, you've got enough runs, let's keep this game going. So that's my excuse, but just listening, batting left-handed, batting right-handed. Steve Waugh thought I was a natural left-hander trying to bat right-handed, so maybe I should have had a go at batting left-handed as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Pigeon, the man who really made life difficult for most batsmen, unfortunately for some of our batsmen too, but the legend, our international icon, Glenn McGrath.
Thank you.
What a moment and what a fantastic interaction. Part of what they call a fast bowling cartel for Australia. The four of them, the quartet. Nice little photo opportunity now. Glenn, we request you to stay on stage because at this point of time I'm going to request all the other awardees of the night to please come up on stage for a group photo opportunity. I'm going to request all our award winners of the night at this point of time to please come up on stage for a photo opportunity. Thank you so much to our presenters. Thank you so much.